So this particular analysis, this is, if you will, the landing page or the primary bird's eye view as you log into Xenon Lab. And what's exciting about this is this is our Discoverer product, and it gives you a complete list of all of the journeys that are that have occurred or are occurring, right? And then there's the total number of outcomes, and we're going to talk about that in just a quick second. And then it gives you an idea of what the in-flight journeys are, and then the outcome counts, and then the the outcome deviation. In other words, how much is it deviating week over week? And then we can even measure for you what the revenue looks like. Now, the black line on this chart represents a cumulative result for that particular week, and it could be done on a daily basis or on a monthly basis. It depends on what your requirement is. But what it's measuring is the interactions and the number of outcomes that were recorded for that particular week. Now, why do you care? Because it's not just a measure of engagement, but it's a measure of how customers are engaging with the things that you care about, that are things like purchase, subscribe, upgrade, downgrade. These are all of the things that you get a much better sense of how customers are engaging with your product or your tool or your sales funnel, right, et cetera. And if you start to see the numbers behave very wildly different, then the bars underneath that then depict or give you an illustration of which outcomes are the ones that are causing the overall numbers, right, of outcomes to actually climb or to go down. And why do you care? Because that's a bird's eye view to understand how the engagement or how things are working, and are they successful, number one. But number two is then what's driving that? What's causing the numbers to behave the way that they are, so that this way it gives you a very quick insight as to what you should be looking for and reacting to. Now, again, this tends to be more of a reactionary response, because again, remember, you're monitoring these events, or I'm sorry, these outcomes in real time. Then up in the far right-hand corner, and I think my face is hiding what that is right there. But what that is the patterns, and that's the correlation of the outcomes and milestones, and how they correlate one with each other on an ongoing basis. So, for example, if you see two outcomes that tend to move together 95% of the time over a 15-week period or a 5-week period, then chances are that you're starting to observe or see how there may be a cause and a reaction, right, to some specific thing, meaning that, for example, if subscription renewal and total journeys are moving together all the time, then you know that there's a correlation there. But if, for example, if I see subscription renewals and subscription cancels move together 98% of the time, then chances are pretty high that you're experiencing a lot of churn, because customers are probably canceling their subscription to get a better deal with the new opportunity. And that's why these patterns become very, very relevant. Now, ask yourself, does your analytics tool do this today? And the answer is no, it doesn't. And keep in mind, it can tell you what the events are and what's happening there, but what it can't tell you is the journeys and the outcomes, and are they recording those outcomes in relationship to how customers are interacting with your technology, or with your sales funnel, right, or with your product, or whatever it might be. I can say with absolute confidence that the journeys, all of the other tools that are out there, they can record events, but they cannot record or do not record journeys. We do. We're harvesting the journey. So it's not just that this thing happened, but we're harvesting that this happened, and then all of the components, right, that led up to that journey or to that outcome, we then are able to identify, again, what led up to that outcome, and then what happened afterward. Now, again, and then the patterns are so critical, because you want to make sure that you're seeing how customers, consequences, if you will, of what customers are doing in your products and in your sales funnel, et cetera. On the bottom right-hand corner is just a snippet of what we call GuideR, and we'll talk about that in just a quick moment. But what this is the top 4 or top 5 recommendations that the GuideR, our AI-generated tool or solution, that's giving you proactive recommendations on what needs to be improved, because these are the things that it's finding using this contextual data that need attention, that will help grow your business, that'll help retain more customers, or find efficiencies or productivity opportunities to improve upon.